right, testing. All right, testing. Perfect. Cool. So today, super early streaming. Quick explanation for that while I'm letting everybody know. Um, I am going to be quarantining myself starting this Sunday. So in what is that, 4 days? And so today is one of the last days that I will have to go out and run errands and such. And there's a few things I need to do today specifically. So, the plan for now is to stream for no more than 3 hours, maybe like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it's going to be a short stream, it's going to be an early stream, and I'm sorry for everybody who doesn't get to make it. But we're going to be playing some Innistrad Flashback Draft because that's my favorite format. I'm going to be recording a bunch of Innistrad Flashback Draft when I have time. But hopefully I can make up for this short stream. I'm going to try and stream multiple times across the next 2 weeks because I can't go anywhere and I can't do anything. And so, like, my regularly scheduled gym time is time that I potentially can devote to streaming and doing other things like that. So that's the plan. And I'm quarantining very strictly to prepare for travel home for the holidays, which I should have enough videos recorded to cover all of my holiday times, so like YouTube uploads won't cease. But while I'm home, I may not be able to stream. I know the internet is good enough to upload videos and stuff, and I'm taking my setup with me, but I don't know if it will be good enough to stream. Probably not at this quality if it is. So we might not have any streams for a while, which would be unfortunate, but might be what has to happen. Mobile hotspot IRL streams, let's go. If you donate enough to cover my data plan, which I guarantee you won't. Good to see you, Judd. Best I can do is 350. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong. There we go. Oh jeez. Maybe I can harass my brother. He's grandfathered in on an unlimited data plan, and I know he actually tethers to his phone for a bunch of work and stuff. Maybe I can just start streaming an absurd amount of data. Hey, Kefka. How's it going? Punishes connection. AT&T must pay for their transgressions. It's not my birthday. It feels like it, though. I got Innistrad Flashback Draft. Favorite format of all time. It's triple Innistrad, no Dark Ascension, so that does change the play style a little bit. Because those, I do like both of those formats, triple Innistrad and Innistrad Dark Ascension. All right, so in our first pack, our rare is Falcon Wrath Marauders, a 5-mana 2/2 flying haste, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put 2 1/1 counters on it. This is a really good creature for the vampire deck. We have a Ghoul Raiser, which is a pseudo Graph Digger for zombies only, and a Ghoul Caller's Chant. Nice. Good pickup. Yeah, we're gonna take the Marauders. It's just too strong. It's too strong to ignore. If Vampires is open, we're gonna be having a good time. All right, pack 2. There's almost no red in this pack. Oh my god, Invisible Stalker. I don't know what you pick over Invisible Stalker, but there's not a lot you can pick over it. So Invisible Stalker, for those who don't know, is one of the most annoying cards ever printed in the limited format. It's a 2-mana 1/1 with hexproof and can't be blocked. So you tell me how you interact with that. We're taking Invisible Stalker. And a Sulfur Falls? You're telling me I can play blue and red? Oof. This is actually kind of tough. Hey, Tarek, how's it going? I'm glad to see so many people showed up already, and I just kind of like happened to figure out I was like I got to stream 3 hours early today, and everybody like fucking jumps in. So thank you guys, I really appreciate you showing up, even with me having to change the schedule. Yeah, we're gonna take the Sulfur Falls for now. 20 turn clock? That's not what it is, Jod. It's like a 4-turn clock because what you do is you stack stuff on it that makes it bigger. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to remember. I used to draft a lot of jank, and this is going to take me a little bit to get back into, I think. With Invisible Stalker, I think we're going to take Rage Thrower. Curse of the Pierced Heart is good. This is the 20-turn clock. Yeah, no problem. No problem. We'll take Rage Thrower for now. But if we get a Butcher's Cleaver, Invisible Stalker, or Invisible Stalker, and I think it's Ghostly Flight is the other one. Oh, it's Bonds of Faith. That's the card. Yeah, so this is a pacifism. If it is on a non-human creature, and if it's on a human creature, it gives it +2/+2. I will absolutely force Invisible Stalker here. Especially if we get a second one. Holy crap. Also, Old Bee Sturgeon, I definitely agree you should try this draft because it's tons of fun. In Triple Innistrad, if I recall, you can play Mill, several variations of aggro, Boggles, and combo, sort of combo. As well as like Grave Power decks. It's a ton of fun. There's so many different types of draft strategy you can do. You can also play Delver, that's true. Because this is the format where Delver became a card. Ugh. Alright, Moto. Show me the card. I heard the noise. You gotta show me the card. Another Sulfur Falls. You know what? I will take another Sulfur Falls. A Liliana and Taxes build. I don't actually... Oh, Inquisitor's Flail. We want to take Inquisitor's Flail here. I just started it up. I shouldn't need to restart it this quick. Inquisitor's Flail is double strike without being double strike. That stacks with double strike, so it's pretty good. I will take a Moon Heron. Spectral Flight. This is the other card I was thinking of. Ghostly Possession is technically removal in this deck. Because Invisible Stalker, we can just fly right past anything else. We prevent all creature that prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by enchanted creature, and we give it flying. So it can block anything with impunity, except creatures that can't be blocked. you can kind of play stacks if you get Liliana because of all of the cards that have flashback. Um, if I recall, Undying wasn't a mechanic until Dark Ascension, so you could probably really get away with it. I'll take Dissipate. Doomed Traveler is good. It's also a Mask of Avacyn, but Doomed Traveler I really like. Just being a 1/1 that dies to give you a spirit that flies is pretty good. Urgent Exorcism, destroy target spirit or enchantment. Is sideboardable. I like it a little bit better than Moment of Heroism. 2/2 and lifelink is good, but not really playing any of these cards. We're probably not playing red, but we could if we had to. Yeah, I remember playing this format, and like my opponent was like, "Oh yeah, no, play Invisible Stalker and then play it was actually oh man, we're getting all the cool mythics and we're playing the least interactive deck possible." So Garruk Relentless is a good creature. He does a survival of the fittest impression, so he can go tutor up any creature you want once he flips. Not to mention he's repeated value on a body. He's actually splashable because he's only single color green. So if I wasn't taking Garruk, what would I take? Claustrophobia, maybe? There's several good cards. I'm going to take Garruk. We're going to try and splash Garruk. Okay, Geist Honored Monk is a really good card. I just played against it for Supreme Draft today, and it wins the game by itself. If we get an Evolving Wilds, Garruk is totally splashable 100%. But no, I remember playing against my college roommate, previous landlord and longtime best friend, and he played in Limited. He was just like Invisible Stalker and a whole bunch of Spectral Flights, and I think he ended up winning the tournament because it was just like nobody had any Edict effects. The only sweeper that exists hits only creatures with without flying, and I think it's Rolling Temblor. And so, like, just, how do you interact with that? You don't. I have no idea what Wizards was thinking when they printed this card, why they thought this was okay. Woodland Cemetery, unfortunately, does not... It's better than Boggles, because Boggles, sometimes you can block. I will take a Traveler's Amulet, because I am playing 3 colors. That's basically what Traveler's Amulet is for. If you want to splash a 3rd color. Woodland Cemetery, unfortunately, we're not playing black, so it doesn't fix for us. Tribute to Hunger. Tribute to Hunger was the one 3-mana edict. It's at uncommon. So there's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde card. We will take another Doom Traveler, as we are trying to play aggressive. And Doom Traveler is a very strong 1-drop. Oh, Rooftop Storm. One of my other favorite cards, because Innistrad got me to like zombies so much, and this is just Omniscience for only zombies. And it's 6 mana. We will be taking a 3rd Doomed Traveler here. Lost in the Mist is really strong, but it's 5 mana. And I figure we're better off just playing low drop dudes. Abyssinian Priest, also very good. This is like the premier mill spell of the format, because you like Feeling of Dread and Ghostly Possession your opponent's creatures. Playing mill in this format is so fun. It's not even, like, good. It's just really fun. I will take a Moon Heron. Spare from Evil is good, but I want the flyer. Saying to take Rebuke. We could take Rally the Peasants. We can splash for red for the flashback, because we do have a Sulphur Falls. That might be worth it, because we have Doom Traveler, we have Geist Honored Monk. I'm going to take Rally the Peasants here. Mask of Avacyn is a little overcosted for what it does. So I think I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go with Stitcher's Apprentice. It gives us a way to upgrade some of our creatures. I will take a Shimmering Grotto just in case we have trouble splashing for green. Fortress Crab can be good versus aggro, so I'm going to put that in the side. Selfless Cathar, I don't mind. Rooftop Storm, just because I like it, even though Lost in the Mist is playable. And the rest of these cards we're not playing. Alright. Pack number 3. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What do we take? We have, so there's Cackling Counterpart. 3 mana, make a token copy of any creature you have. We have Fiend Hunter, which is Oblivion Ring for creatures on a body, which is also insane. And we have Claustrophobia, which is one of the premier removal spells. Counterpart is decent, but only for our bigger creatures. It does have flashbacks, so it's like late game viable too. Fiend Hunter is one of the premium removal spells of the entire format, in addition to being a creature that can block. I think... Oh man, I think Fiend Hunter is correct, but I want to take Counterpart so bad. We're going to take Fiend Hunter. You can't go wrong drafting more removal usually. Silver Inlaid Dagger is great. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and as long as it's human, it gets an additional +1/+0. Invisible Stalker is a human, and so are most other creatures in our deck, so this makes like any creature we have a real threat. There's another Rooftop Storm, another Spectral Flight, a Doomed Traveler, and a Wooden Stake. I'm going to take Spectral Flight here. There's a Delver of Secrets. We have nowhere near the amount of instants and sorceries required to make that work. I think we take a Rebuke here. Yeah, we'll take Rebuke. It wants us to take Maw of the Mire. I'm not going to do that. Spare from Evil we can put in the sideboard. Clifftop Retreat could help us splash for... Oh, no, we didn't. We did take Rally the Peasants. We can take Clifftop Retreat to help splash for the flashback on Rally the Peasants, which I feel like is more and more valuable. Yeah, I don't want to take another Ghostly Possession or anything, so we'll do that. Another Bonds of Faith or Intangible Virtue. We have 3 Doomed Travelers, a Garrick, and a Geist Honored Monk. I really want to take that Intangible Virtue, because we make a lot of spirits. I think I'm going to take the Bonds of Faith, though. I think that card is way too strong in our deck. We put it on Invisible Stalker. Invisible Stalker is a huge threat. We put it on an opponent's creature, and it's a pacifism. It's removal or pump, and I love it. Splinter Fright! Oh, I love Splinter Fright. This is bringing back so many memories. We'll take Harvest Pyre. Nothing else in this pack is really playable for us. We could take a Smite the Monstrous, but we have enough hard removal, I think. Alright, Battleground Geist, Sharpened Pitchfork. Or Think Twice. I kind of like the Sharpened Pitchfork, because we could just stack a bunch of equipment onto a onto like a doomed traveler, and that would be a completely reasonable way to win the game. Yeah, I'm gonna take the pitchfork. Unruly Mob is a fine wheel for us. All right, let's try and wreck some people with this deck. I don't even care what our last couple of picks are. Odds are we're not going to play them. Maybe Doom Traveler number 4? It's a good card. If we can wheel at this point, if that intangible virtue comes all the way around, it would have to be, I think, last pick, last pack, which is not likely because there are a lot of things that make tokens in this format. So it's like actually a pretty playable card. Moment of Heroism for the sideboard. You know what? I'll take a Ghost Quarter. My opponent could have a Gavany Township or Stencia Bloodhall or something. It's not my birthday, Kefka Kakarot, but good luck at the rest of your work. Thanks for stopping by while you can. I appreciate it. We only have 13 creatures, I just realized. Oh well. Alright, so we need to cut some non-creature spells. Ghostly Possession is not really good. Dissipate's too reactive. And honestly, probably don't need Selfless Cathar, but I don't want to cut any creatures here because we have so few. I'm going to cut the Pitchfork, I think. No, I can run the Pitchfork. We should only need 16 lands. We curve out at 4. Yeah. Alright, we're going to run Shimmering Grotto, Sulphur Falls, Clifftop Retreat. So we have 1 Forest, 1 Shimmering Grotto, and a Traveler's Amulet to try and get green. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white sources. 5 blue sources. Alright, we're going to try it like this. I might want a 4th green source. We'll see. Let's see if we can make some people sad with one of the most uninteractive pieces of Magic that has ever been printed. Round 1, here we go. I would love to play first. We can definitely do better than that. All 3 colors of mana. We have a creature, we have a good 1-drop. I'm going to keep this. We'll put back Traveler's Amulet. And we'll start Plains and Dagger. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Mountain. Draw Plains, play Abyssinian Priest. Pass the turn. It's 2 to equip. Okay. We draw Fiend Hunter. Okay. Equip the Priest. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Hit our opponent for 4. Holy crap, why do I have 48 viewers? Welcome, everybody. We untap, we draw Rebuke. My opponent's played Rakish Air. We'll play a Forest. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and Fiend Hunter that. Fiend Hunter Rakish Air. A Priest with a Silver Knife, great flavor. Yeah, I tend to find a lot of great flavor in this format, but I'm also super biased. Okay, opponent plays a Mountain and passes. We draw another Spectral Flight. Go to combat. Attack with both. I'm expecting removal, which is why I didn't cast Spectral Flight. Okay. Though, maybe I should have. Okay, opponent trades. Pass the turn. Pitchburn Devils. Alright. We untap. We draw Bonds of Faith. So we'll go ahead and pacify the Pitchburn Devils. Pass the turn. We are a little bit creature light, which is a problem. Opponent plays an Ashmouth Hound. Draw planes. Pass the turn. And they play a Crossway Vampire. Alright. It's just a 3/2. Alright, we're going to hold up Rebuke for a minute. Untap. Draw an island. Play an island. Pass the turn. So this is the problem with our deck, is we don't have a lot of creatures. If we draw Invisible Stalker, though, we are right back in this game. Okay. Rebuke the Crossway Vampire. Crossway. Take 2. We untap and draw Unruly Mob. So play the Mob. Play Spectral Flight and equip it with Dagger. Pass the turn. Really hoping my opponent does not have another removal spell. Six mana into the Maw of Hell, destroy target land, 13 damage to a creature. So they blew up our green source, which is really disheartening. Play another Bonds of Faith. Pass the turn. So now we have to draw Shimmering Grotto if we ever want to play Garruk. Okay, opponent plays a Village Ironsmith. Play a Plains, pass the turn, and Ironsmith's going to flip, which is bad news bears for us. Opponent hits us for 3, we untap. Draw Moon Heron. I could play Spectral Flight and get it to flip. I'm not going to do that, though. Or get the Iron Fang to flip back, I mean. Another Into the Maw of Hell. Wow. I mean, they're good removal spells. Play out Inquisitor's Flail. Pass the turn. Opponent has played a ton of lands. Okay, we draw Geist Honored Monk. So play the Monk. Pass the turn. We might actually be able to win here. Harvest Pyre X1 to kill the Monk before the trigger goes on the stack so they can kill it for cheaper. Alright. Between Dagger, Flight, and Flail, we might actually be able to kill our opponent. I hesitate to block here because if my opponent has a removal spell, we're going to be really sad, but... Play Spectral Flight. Play Flail. Flail doubles the damage the creature does, but doubles the damage it receives. Well, that sucks. I'm going to go ahead and concede. Alright. So, our opponent is playing a lot of really heavy removal. Like Into the Maw of Hell and such. Red, black. We might want to put in Fortress Crab. But I also think we should be fine as long as we can get down a couple of creatures early. Alright, we'll play first. This is actually pretty good. I'm going to keep this. So, unfortunately, Sulphur Falls will enter the battlefield tapped, but that's fine. We're going to start off Doom Traveler. Multiple Doom Travelers makes our hand better against Tribute to Hunger, even though we are going tall. We draw another Plains. So play Sulphur Falls, play Doomed Traveler. And I am going to attack. Technically, attacking first would have been correct, but there's pretty much no way that our opponent blocks there. Okay, opponent plays an Ashmouth Hound. We untap and we draw an island. So, play an island. I'm going to Bonds of Faith Ashmouth Hound here. And we're going to attack with our Travelers. I want to cast a spell to prevent the waif from flipping. But I don't want them to block with Ashmouth Hound. Okay, opponent plays a Crossway Vampire. Gets in for 1. We untap. We draw an island. So the question is, do we go tall, or do we go wide, or do we just use Bonds of Faith as removal? What removal did we see? We saw Into the Mouth of Hell, we saw Harvest Pyre, we saw Tribute to Hunger, and Brimstone Volley. If I go tall on a Doomed Traveler, the only one of those we're weak to is Brimstone Volley. They're 3 lands away from Into the Maw of Hell. Yeah, I think we just go for it. Bonds of Faith on a Doomed Traveler. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Hit our opponent to 12. It's possible our opponent has like a murder or something like that. I think they have Brimstone Volley, so I'm not going to block. If they want a creature to die for a Morbid trigger, they need to work harder than that. When it plays a Rakish Heir. Now, the fact that they played Rakish Heir second main rather than pre-combat to get the extra counter on Crossway Vampire tells me that they almost certainly have Brimstone Volley. Like, near 100% chance. So, I will not be attacking, and I will not be allowing a creature to die. Our clock is still faster than our opponent, so we should be fine. Okay, we hit our opponent down to 7. So pretty much no matter how they attack, we don't block. Yep, no blocks. Want to get some 1/1 counters. We're currently representing lethal unless they have a creature to play. Okay, they do have a creature. We untap. We draw Abyssinian Priest. Alright, so now go to combat. Attack with Doomed Traveler. Take our opponent to 2. Now, even if we block and they Brimstone Volley down our Doomed Traveler, even if they wipe our board, we'll still have 2 Flying Spirits. So now it should be safe to block enough to survive. So I'm going to block here and here. Oh shoot. Ah, no. I needed to block here too. Now I'm dead to Brimstone Volley because I forgot I could go to face. I was like, oh yes, big brain plays. We're gonna play around them killing us with Brimstone Volley. Except we're not. I've been playing around it this whole time. I used to play that card. I don't know what kind of brain fart I had there, but wow. That was entirely my bad. That is absolutely a punt. Thanks for marking that one down, Tarek. I knew they had it too. Oh, that's super bad. All right, let's never ever play that badly ever again. All right, round 2. Here we go. All right, it seems like a pretty reasonable hand. We have a 1, a 2, and a 5. Have not yet drawn Invisible Stalker. All right, we'll start with Traveler. Pass the turn. I don't think there's anything that our opponent could play that we would Bonds of Faith this turn. We would just play Priest here. Unruly Mob. Okay, so it is likely that my opponent is like red-white humans or red-white aggro. So Abyssinian Priest is not going to do that much work here, but it's still correct to play it. I'm going to attack first. They shouldn't block this. Six Sigma, glad you could make it. Thanks for showing up. Okay, we hit our opponent down to 19. You missed me playing around a spell all game only to die to it because I couldn't count to 9. Okay, opponent plays a Kessig Wolf. We draw a Stitcher's Apprentice. So, play an island. We're going to play Stitcher's Apprentice this turn. And we're just going to tap Kessig Wolf. I should have actually attacked with the Doom Traveler there, but it's fine. There you go. Go ahead and tap Kessig Wolf. It was, absolutely. Been playing too much Tron. Tron can't count to 9. Oh, don't worry, Tarek already got it. We draw another Doomed Traveler. So, play Clifftop Retreat. Bonds of Faith on Doomed Yeah, Bonds of Faith on Doomed Traveler. If my opponent casts removal, we're going to activate Stitcher's Apprentice in response, because that gives us a another creature out of the deal. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Why'd I get out of work early? Oh, I didn't get out of work early. This is usually when I'm off work. I just streamed immediately after work instead of waiting a couple of hours. Usually I wait so that I can make sure to walk the dog again and take care of any other responsibilities that I have and things like that. But this is one of the few days, I explained it at the beginning of the VOD, but one of the few days I have before I start quarantining extremely strictly in preparation for traveling home for holiday plans and such. So basically that's why. I need to get some errands and stuff done, so I have plans and stuff around 6, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes from now. Yep, we'll play Shimmering Grotto. Go to combat. Attack with Doomed Traveler. My opponent can't sack Cathar because they don't have the mana for it. We hit them for 3, they go to 13. Play Geist Honored Monk, which is a very strong card in this position. Geist Honored Monk having Where is home? Ooh, thank you, Tarek. Much appreciated. My opponent just conceded match. They didn't want to deal with that. My home is on the Illinois and Wisconsin border, basically. That's where most of my family lives. And it will be good because I didn't get to go home last year. I will be taking my setup with me, so that I can continue to make content while I'm there. But I won't be able... I don't know if I'll be able to stream. I'm happy you enjoy it, Tarek. Yeah, so I'm not sure if the internet quality is going to be good enough to stream, but it should be good enough to allow me to continue to upload videos and such. And it should be good enough to play Magic Online. Magic Online doesn't take that much bandwidth. Opponent starts with a Disciple of Grizzlebrand. We draw a forest, making this Traveler's Amulet actually not that great. So go to combat. Attack for 1. Opponent takes it. We'll play a Stitcher's Apprentice. Pass the turn. Yeah, I might start streaming earlier. Just depending on how I feel and how other things work out. Because there are things I like about streaming earlier rather than later. Okay. Fiend Hunter to take out Armored Scob here. Have I seen the new Boros Ponza list on Goldfish? No, actually I haven't. I didn't know there was a new one. The right list is somewhere between mine and the new list. Well, I'm excited to hear about it, because that makes me want to brew with it. Metagame breakdown section? Okay. Alright, I'll keep an eye out for it. We draw Inquisitor's Flail. So play a forest... play a Moon Heron and pass. A Heron wielding a flail is really not actually a bad way to win the game in this format. We still have a lot of new viewers. So thank you. I didn't get a notification if I got hosted or something like that, so I appreciate whoever did. Our opponent plays and equips Blazing Torch to kill Moon Heron. I mean, that's a pretty reasonable thing to do here. Maze Mine Tome instead of Mana Rocks? That might be the case. Well, we draw another Moon Heron, so Moon Heron 2. Electric Boogaloo. No attacks, pass the turn. I guess I technically could have attacked with Stitcher's Apprentice and Fiend Hunter there, because they did have a tapped creature, but... Opponent is on the Self-Mill Zombies deck, it looks like. They also do have a Silent Departure, so if we actually stack a large creature without hexproof, i.e. anything that isn't Invisible Stalker, we're going to have a problem. Alright, opponent plays a land. They only have 2 cards left. Opponent Silent Departure's Moon Heron. That's fine. We draw an island, so play an island, and we're going to go with the Geist Honored Monk instead. This is a higher value creature. Pass the turn. No attacks, because now they could block Stitcher's Apprentice and actually kill it. Much appreciated on that, Six Sigma. I really like that you do that. It's very useful. Because frequently I forget. Opponent starts with a Think Twice. They're up to 3 cards in hand. They don't have that many cards left in their library. And they could be playing a Labman deck. Oh, it is! They are! They are playing a Labman deck. They got one in the grave. Alright. Well, now we should be safe to start attacking. So go to combat. Attack here, 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 and here. So activate Stitcher's Apprentice. Get a Homunculus token. And then sack a Doomed Traveler to get a Spirit. Opponent's going to make me sack. I'll sack a Spirit. They can gain a life. Well, it is much appreciated. Alright. Play a Moon Heron. Pass the turn. Good place to make digs at you without making fun of Kano's tiny arms. Oh, you got me. I wasn't paying attention that time. Usually I am. Usually I am paying attention, but you got me. I think we've got our opponent pretty well in this game. It's fair. It's good Easter eggs for people to search through the VODs, though. Alright, so opponent scoops it up. They're playing green, black... Or green, blue, and black, I think. I don't think we make any adjustments. I think we just run it back. Haven't even seen Invisible Stalker, and we've built this deck around him. And we only have up to 2 games left to go. We also haven't drawn Garrick. I'm sorry. I'm occasionally a disappointment, Six Sigma. Alright, this hand is great. Opponent starts Island and Blazing Torch. We draw Geist Honored Monk. So start Plains, Doom Traveler. Oh man, I don't know why, but that still makes me laugh. It's just like the perfect timing. What does flunge mean? Does anyone even know? Six Sigma without missing a beat. Fucking plunge. It's like, I'm sure for most people it's not even that funny, but for me it tickles me for some freaking reason. Alright, opponent plays a deranged assistant and suits up the Stitcher's Apprentice with a blazing torch. They're going to attack? Yeah, we'll take it. There it is. Y'all ready for the least interactive Magic that Magic's ever had? So, we're going to attack with Doom Traveler. See if our opponent blocks with Deranged Assistant. Deranged Assistant, also a card that I actually like. Even though it like kind of seems a little bit out of color pie. Blue's not supposed to get mana unless it relates directly to artifacts, generally. Like, spend only on artifacts, that kind of a thing. Our opponent is now on a 5-turn clock because Invisible Stalker is wielding a Silver Inlaid Dagger next turn. And we could draw any number of things to make Invisible Stalker nastier. I think we'd like to top deck a land so we can play the Priest and equip the Dagger. And that makes several of our top decks that could increase Invisible Stalker's power better. But oh man, the one that, like, I don't know what sort of horrible interaction happened inside of my own brain, but like I cracked Chromatic Star for red when I was trying to Sylvan Scrying, and I was like, oh crap, I just lost. And I top decked, of all things, I top decked the Tron piece I didn't have. Like, it was totally okay anyway. And I was just like, oh, that's dirty. That shouldn't happen. Alright. Attack for 5. Never didn't not have it. Alright, we take our opponent to 14. Pass the turn. Assume the best Kano punt in Tron was with River of Tears. Yes. A card which I have only ever played with one other time. Completely forgot how the card worked and played a land and then tried to tap it for blue, and I was like, ugh. But it plays an Armored Scob, mills a Mind Shrieker. We untap. We draw Bonds of Faith, so the clock quickens. Why is that? Why is the command to find the freaking River of Tears punt labeled OnlyFans? I do not have an OnlyFans and have no plans to ever have one. Alright, we're going to attack our opponent for 8. Oh, man. I love my chat. Yeah, I do drop a pretty significant F-bomb in that one. And opponent scoops it up. Can't beat the most interactive Magic this side of 2010. Alright. Oh my god. You guys are horrible. I believe the word is incorrigible. Let me check and see how many play points I have. Oh yeah, we're doing more. We're doing more Innistrad Limited. 100%. Oh, actually, I'm going to restart. I don't need a drop. I'm going to restart the client here really quick because it lags super hard. And then we will get right into draft number 2. Apologize for the delay. Moto startup noises. This is one of the better draft formats. This is arguably the best. The best non-cube limited format, in my opinion. It's the best one I've ever played that isn't cube. So that's why it's my personal favorite. All right. Here we go. Shiny Shirt Kano could have an OnlyFans. Shiny Shirt Kano needs an Amazon affiliate link for other people to buy shiny shirts. That's what needs to happen there. Just gotta find one that fits. That's all. Gotta find one I can actually stretch over my massive arms now. Joe West, welcome. 3,000 skulls, I have the power. Oh, man. I'm having fun. We're having fun. This is a good time. Careful it's not too shiny or your opponent will be able to see your hand. That's why I can't wear my shiny shades to tournaments, even though they're polarized and you can wear them indoors. Because they're so reflective, you could actually see my hand. I cannot do what is physically impossible for me to do. Put in for an actual OnlyFans? No. If you guys have good ideas, speaking of, if you guys have good ideas for channel points redemption, please let me know. Imagine wearing mirrored shades to a competitive card game match. Oh, come on, people. Queue up for Innistrad draft. Joe West, thank you for the resubscription. You're a wonderful human being, and I really appreciate your support. Make Kano design you a planeswalker based on a theme. You want me to create a balanced planeswalker card that you could proxy? Balanced. Ugh. It's just, I do not have a grinder. Jeez. Some people, I tell you. Well, considering an opponent conceded match early into game one, we might actually get three drafts done in time. 15k skulls, Kano makes a grinder. No. No subtle digs at Kano hidden amongst the... All of my instigators are mods. It's true. It's true. I'm literally enabling the harassment here. Welcome, Oz. I do not have a grinder, and it is not my birthday. All right, here we go. Innistrad draft number 2. So, Grimoire of the Dead. I don't know. Is Grimoire of the Dead limited playable? I have never gotten this in a draft. It seems like fun, though. Just like activate it 3 times and then reanimate all creatures from all graveyards. Let's see if we can make Grimoire of the Dead work. Ooh. We have parallel lives? Tokens is a thing you can do in this format. Just doesn't synergize well with Grimoire. Name your top 3 book-themed cards. JM Day Tome, Grimoire of the Dead. What's the other one? The other tome? Mystic Tome? 3 mana, Arcane something? It's 3 mana and then 3 mana tap draw. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Parallel Lives. The effect is just too strong. If we can get a bunch of token generators, Parallel Lives is... Oh my god. And a Wrath? I mean, it's not really a Wrath. It's each player gets to keep their best creature and destroy the rest. No tokens. Trepanation Blade is another personal favorite card of mine. I guess we'll take Divine Reckoning. Ooh. I'm going to take Intangible Virtue, and we're just going to take every single card that says token on it. After that, I've got a feeling. Green-white tokens is absolutely a thing in this format. Yeah, each player chooses a creature and destroy the rest. I love it when cards have simple text like that. I agree with you, Six Sigma. My favorite one is Time Stop because it says 3 words, end the turn, and then has something like 40 words of reminder text explaining what that actually means. No token cards at all. So I think we're going to take Orchard Spirit. It's flying without flying. So Curiosity is not bad at all. But we are not in blue. So I'm going to take Rebuke. The Kano of all cards. Time Stop. It's one of my favorites. For sure. Yeah, Kano drafts token bombs, gets no tokens. Let's pack 1. We have a mythic and 2 rares. Like, theoretically. Woo! Jod, thank you for the cheer. Much appreciated. I really appreciate the nickel of support. Nevermore is not really playable in Limited, unfortunately. Doom Traveler, though, has the word token on it. And it's a good card, so we're going to keep. So what are we looking for? We're looking for Midnight Haunting, Elgod Inquisitor, Geist Honored Monk. My support always comes in nickel increments. Which one gave you the nickel? They all did. Oh, jeez. I have a bad feeling about this deck. Would you say that it's Feelings of Dread? Feeling of Dread? Because that's a card we could actually play in this deck. Alright, we got a... Full Moon's Rise, Werewolf Anthem, Moon Mist, Shimmering Grotto. I guess we have to take the Spider, because we're going to need creatures in our colors. What was that a reference to? I'll message you about it in a minute. We'll take Grave Bramble for the sideboard. What happened in the first hour? A whole Innistrad draft. Prey Upon is excellent removal. Spare from Evil is the kind of card we're going to want in this deck. Potentially. Spider Grasp is fine. Maw of the Mire. Wooden Stake. And Plains. Alright, no, Lingering Souls is Dark Ascension, I think. Gavany Township is really, really good in a deck that's trying to go wide. We need creatures, though. But I will take a Gavany. Am I going to get, like, another Parallel Lives and only token creature, only token generator I have is Doom Traveler? I have a sneaking suspicion that's what's going to happen here. Alright. Butcher's Cleaver. There's a token generator, but it's not in our colors. We can't play black too, can we? No. We need creatures so bad. But Butcher's Cleaver is so good. Yeah, white is the better of our two colors right now. I'm going to take Butcher's Cleaver. Wow, Runechanter's Pike. Unfortunately, we're not going to have enough instants and sorceries for that, so I'm going to take Fiend Hunter. Fiend Hunter being removal and a creature is a big deal. At this point, I'm willing to just take, like, any creatures. Any creatures I can reasonably cast at any point. So Chapelgeist is probably the pick here. Travel Preparations is very strong in any green-white deck. And I would take it if I had more creatures. But I think we got to go with the Geist here. Somebody else, it looks like, is in green or white. So probably what I should do, if the opportunity arises very quickly, I should swap from green into a different color. And then only splash green. I like Pilgrim here. Hollowhenge Scavenger is not bad. We do need more early plays, and Pilgrim's another creature that can wield Cleaver very nicely. It also fixes mana and allows us to play 3-drops on turn 2, especially our double white 3-drops. Yep. Alright. Another Avacyn's Pilgrim or an Orchard Spirit. I think I'm going to go with the Pilgrim. Once again, no token generators at all. We'll take a Chapelgeist. If we can, like, Last pack, just get like 2 Midnight Hauntings. Fantastic. Deck's perfect. Um, Blazing Torch is actually kind of reasonable. Grave Bramble is kind of meh. Let's see. Thraben Sentry. Yeah, we'll take the Sentry. Take another Spider. At least we're getting creatures at this point, so it's not like we're going to be, you know, completely without. Take that Curse of the Bloody Tome in case anyone was relying on it for the mill deck. Oh, man. Me too. They're pretty great. Every time, because I think I'm generally, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm very introverted. There are times where it's like, man, I don't want to stream tonight, and then I show up and my streams are fantastic and I have a great time, and it's like I don't know why I ever thought I was gonna have a bad time streaming. You guys are the worst sometimes. All right. No tokens at all. Wow. So, best card for us here is probably Slayer for the Wicked. Or Slayer of the Wicked, excuse me. Um, Bellringer's not bad, and Prey Upon's good. We already have a Prey Upon, and we desperately need creatures. Doom Traveler. Travel preparations. We'll take the Doom Traveler. It makes tokens. Playing a tokenless token deck, what could go wrong? I mean, worst case scenario, we cut an Intangible Virtue and Parallel Lives, right? We just end up not playing them. The whole reason we went into these colors, we end up not playing them. But, you know, like you do sometimes. The cool thing is, if we get a bunch of Doom Travelers on the board, and we Divine Reckoning, we at least get tokens out of them. Yeah, I know. But pack 3 when you're not playing blue is a little late. Cloistered Youth is not a bad creature for this deck. Gnaw to the Bone is also not bad either. Gnaw to the Bone, you can just gain so much life, it doesn't matter. Past in Flames, while being playable in Modern, is not really playable in Limited. Oh, the door makes tokens! The door makes tokens. Tarek, yeah. Mill is like Burnless Burn. Wonder if there's other decks that fit that kind of theme. Army of the Damned. Well then. If I was playing black, if I had gone Moan of the Unhallowed, I would absolutely take Army of the Damned. Because Army of the Damned, Parallel Lives, is a dream in Limited I have not yet lived. We can take Cellar Door, or we can take another Doomed Traveler. You know what? Let's do it. Let's take the door. The door seems like fun. Orchard Spirit is the most playable creature here. Traveler was probably the pick over Second Door, but I really like Door. We'll take, what does this do? If a creature died this turn, return a creature card at random from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. Caravan Vigil, don't really need. Ranger's Guile is a good combat trick. I'm going to take Ranger's Guile. Actually, no, we still need creatures. Is Thraben Militia or Woodland Sleuth better as a creature for us? I don't think there is a strictly combo deck in this format. There are extremely powerful synergies you could kind of call combo, but yeah, we'll take the Thraben Sentry. Like, is Spider spawning in this one, or is it in Dark Ascension? Because the spider spawning deck is basically combo. We will take the 5 mana creature in our color, even though it is double green, which is going to be a little bit hard for this deck. Thraben Purebloods. I don't know if I want to play a 5 mana 3/5. I do only have 15 creatures, though. Lost in the Woods is Dark Ascension. And it's not really a combo deck, but it is a legendary limited deck to be sure. Don't think... You know what? I'll take the Witchbane Orb for the sideboard. Who knows? Grizzled Outcasts is fine. Past in Flames for fun. Gallows Warden, I guess, is technically playable. Spidery Grasp. Ranger's Guile for the combat trick. Sweet. And a Plains for the sideboard. So we're a little creature light. And we do have a couple of token engines. They're just expensive. And not guaranteed to give you tokens. Because Cellar Door only makes a token if your opponent can mill a creature from the bottom of their deck. So... I guess we'll find out if it's good. I'm really sad about the Army of the Damned. It's one of my favorite cards. Like, between in Innistrad block, there is some of like the best zombie cards ever. You have Army of the Damned, Zombie Apocalypse, Rooftop Storm, Parallel Doors. Bad feeling about this deck intensifies. Okay. I'm still going to play Grimoire of the Dead. It'll be fun. We are milling our opponent, so theoretically there's some synergy there. Chapelgeist is a flying 2/3. Orchard Spirit is a flying 2/2. Somberwalled Spider is actually really strong. I don't want to cut many creatures, so let's look at our non-creatures for what the worst stuff is here. We don't have a lot of removal, but we do have a board reset on Divine Reckoning. Our opponent gets to keep their best creature, and so do we. I'm going to drop Blazing Torch and Ranger's Guile. We can bring them in versus decks that... We can bring in Blazing Torch if it's relevant versus like a zombie deck, or Ranger's Guile if our opponent has tons and tons of removal. I don't really want to cut our 3-drops. Probably should cut 1/5. I'm going to cut Hollowhenge Scavenger. And it's a 5 mana 5/5 that can flip into a 7/7. 4 mana 2/2 Vigilance that flips into a 5/4 with Trample. I'll cut one of the 4s. Once again, we're a little bit creature light, but hopefully Cellar Door can make up for that. We're playing Gavany Township. 9 white sources, 6 green sources. 6 seems a little low, but we are only on single green, and we can filter green into white. So, all right, let's do this. Parallel Doors. Should be fun. That's true. The 2 viewer-requested decks that I have, Mono Bluetron and Ad Nauseam, will be pushed off until the next time that I stream. Basically because this is my only stream day that overlaps with the Innistrad Limited event. If anybody watching likes me playing Innistrad Limited, I will be recording content for it. This is just the only time I will be streaming it, unfortunately. Yes, we are doing only limited today. So, start Plains, play Doom Traveler. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. We untap and draw a forest. Forest is pretty great. Play a forest. Go to combat. And attack for 1. Okay. Opponent goes down to 19. Plays an island. And passes. We draw another plains. Play a plains. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Zegma. Always with the puns. I don't like the implication combining your statement with Joest's. Alright, opponent plays a swamp. And a Disciple of Grizzlebrand. We draw a Somberwalled Spider. So play Gavany. Play Parallel Lives. And get in for 1. No blocks by the opponent. Token time. Indeed. Opponent plays an Abattoir Ghoul. Something I can't pronounce. We'll say that. Untap. Abattoir. Alright. Play a Chapelgeist. I actually think it's worth Prey Upon to trade here. The Ghoul is very strong. Azusa. Go to combat. Gain 1. Or attack for 1, I mean. Excuse me. Command for Kano mispronouncing something. Opponent Brain Weevils us. So we'll discard Rebuke and Grizzled Outcasts. They attack for 1. I think it's just punt. We untap and draw Forest. Play a Forest. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Okay, no blocks by the opponent, of course. We're going to play Somberwalled Spider, no Morbid. And honestly, if we just draw... We don't even have to draw anything at this point. We can just start activating Gavany. Opponent plays a Bitterheart Witch. We draw a Forest. It has Death Touch, and when it dies, they can get a curse and put it on us. Go to combat. Attack for 1. No blocks by the opponent. Play a Forest, pass the turn. So I'm not sure what curses our opponent has in a blue and black deck. It'd be like Tome, Oblivion, Echoes, maybe. It's Curse of the Tome. Booting a football into the stratosphere. Yeah. It's I think that's what we need in our lives. Activate Gavany. Untap. We mill 2. Cellar Door. Here we go. Time to start making zombies. Go to combat. They're going to Forbidden Alchemy. So our opponent is also milling themselves. I think I need to learn how to do some video editing purely for meme purposes. You might be able to get a student license for Adobe. Of course, depending, because I remember you were a student recently. Okay, opponent does trade their Bitterheart Witch for our Somberwalled Spider. If they have a second Curse of the Tome, we're probably in trouble. They do not, thankfully. Alright, opponent plays a land. Second Curse of the Tome in their hand. Well, Rolf was my spirit animal. Yeah, we're going to make zombie tokens on their end step, and hopefully we can overwhelm them between zombies and Gavany. So, cellar door our opponent. Hopefully we make zombies. Zombies! Yeah! Untap, mill 4. We draw planes. We can flashback Divine Reckoning. So, I think we just attack and activate Gavany. Whoa! MixMCZ, thank you for the subscription. Much appreciated. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate your support. Alright, opponent no blocks. Gavany time. Okay, we hit our opponent for 9. 1 mana away from activating Cellar Door again. Opponent flashes back, think twice. Man, with the emote spam, I feel like a real streamer. They've always been there. Punt gets used occasionally. For the very obvious magic punts. Oh, man. So opponent is stopped on their upkeep. Yeah, I'm glad to have you. We had to stream early this time, so oh yeah. I was gonna say, I bet streaming early actually allowed you to come here. Because I'm right now I'm streaming about an hour and a half earlier than I would normally start. And I started an hour and a half ago. So it looks like I mean, it looks like a lot more people can attend if I stream earlier, so maybe I ought to start doing that. I don't know if my opponent is still connected or if I'm still connected. Let's see. Everybody said earlier was better last stream. Oz getting back into lifting. I'm actually going to go max my deadlift, and I'm hoping to hit 585. That's true. That is true, Six Sigma. $585 grams. Wow. No respect. It's West. Well, if I started streaming right after work, it might be till past my regular stream time, so I might actually stream longer. But I might have to eat during and like just mute myself or something. I am a giant. That is true. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy to have like a fun chat that it's encouraging to me because I want to come stream. What do I weigh right now? I have eaten crappily for like 4 or 5 days in a row. I like completely fell off the diet train, so I would not be surprised if I'm like 273 or 274. 20, 30 hours. um Last week I was like 265, between 265 and 270. Found your stuff because I was searching for Tron footage, and so far I can't believe how your channel is so small now. I know, right? Big Monkey, welcome to the stream. Not bad. Not bad. 465 at 185 is not bad at all. And that's okay. Like honestly, if a person who is uh if you once you get over like 35, most human beings actually, like if you're a strong man, you have to cut back or it will kill you. Like you actually have to decrease in muscle mass and weight and become sort of a regular looking human being, or the stress on your joints and organs and body, it will end up killing you. Um and so like I've got about a decade left to get as big as I possibly can before before kind of wheeling it back, but 18 pounds at 170 to cut is a big chunk, Big Monkey. Good luck. I've made some connections between usernames and YouTube and Twitch. Hey, if you've got it, post it in the deck suggestions in Discord. I'll take a look at it, and I might play it for Mad Meta Magic. I'm always looking for stuff. I've got a Yawgmoth deck that I want to play in Modern, but I just haven't had time yet. Bone Daddy had me playing the Grixis list. That's true. I can only play decks that I have for the Skulls request, though. So don't. If you want to do the Skulls request and you don't know if I have the deck or not, just ask first. Shaming Tron players is the cool thing to do. uh, Sometimes I get the Tron hate, and sometimes I don't. Like, just bought it for 12 tickets. That's fair. If it's 12 tickets or under, odds are I either have the cards or could very easily get them. All right, so I guess my opponent is disconnected, which is kind of sad because I was really excited to finish this game and match. You know what? I'm actually going to relog here just to be safe. Because it's possible I disconnected, and if that's the case, because I see the little spinning logo in the on the side. You like land destruction, rack pox, blue white control, and death and taxes? Good, because I think I play all of those except death and taxes, and Bone Daddy wants me to play death and taxes. Oh man. Uh-oh. Moto. Cooperate with me. All right. All right. Opponent lost the league due to inaction. Round 2. I do want to. Oh, I have all of the fetch lands except for Arid Mesa, Wooded Foothills, or Windswept Heath. One of those two I don't have, and Verdant Catacombs. Those are the ones I'm missing. What? What does that even mean? Oh, yes, I do have Prismatic Vistas. All right. I would love to play first. All right, we got some playable cards. We got a Gavany. We can start cellar dooring people. Start forest, pass the turn. I lift heavy stuff. Is that how people think I spend my free time? Because they're really not that far off. Somebody clip that. Oh, here, let me give you a better clip. Just like, oh, I lift heavy stuff. Oh, you guys. Oh, Jesus. This is way too silly. Way too silly. Opponent gets a swamp off of that mulch and nothing else. You know, I'm gonna play Orchard Spirit here. Oh, Jesus, that was so funny to me. It still is. Oh, Jesus. Alright, opponent plays a Shimmering Grotto. Not the swamp they picked up. Play a Plains. Oh, no. Somebody actually went and clipped it. Good. Go to combat. We'll attack for 1, or attack for 2. Play Avacyn's Pilgrim and pass. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, I lift heavy stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry, headphones users, for me laughing like that. Alright, opponent plays an Armored Scob, mills themselves. Opponent has an Olivia Voldaren and is playing approximately 9 colors of Magic. So, Cellar Door, our opponent. Did not hit a creature, unfortunately. So we will be playing Chapelgeist. Get in for 2. Pass the turn. Oh. Oh, jeez. It's too much. Okay, my opponent did eventually play a second swamp. They got a Civilized Scholar. Alright, I think we're going to aggro him out, though. We mill a Desperate Ravings, which is actually helping them. We draw Thraben Section. Thraben Sexry? What the heck was I trying? Thraben Sentry, excuse me. Go to combat. And I think we just attack and activate Gavany. Alright. I think it was like SEC2, like SECT was the sound effect I started making, and then it devolved into an X. So I'm really sorry about that. Hit our opponent for 6, pass the turn. Chat's gonna get too big. He's gonna start punting due to distraction. Or start ignoring us altogether. Oh no. Okay, opponent plays a Geist Catcher's Rig, killing our Chapel Geist. That is a little bit of a problem. I most certainly did not. Opponent hits us for 1. We untap. Draw planes. Play planes. Play Thraben Sentry. Go to combat. Does that have reach? This does not have reach. Okay, attack with Orchard Spirit, and we're going to leave up Cellar Door activation. Gotta pay me a nickel. Oh no. Opponent loots with the Scholar. Discards a Forest. Opponent mulches. They just pitched Lab Man. Okay, opponent loots with the Scholar. Unfortunately, we can't. They are almost milled out, but I'm worried that they have a. What is the card? It's 2 mana. Memories Journey. I'm worried they have a Memories Journey to put Lab Man back in their deck. I guess it wouldn't matter too much. We are going to trade here. Activate Cellar Door. No zombie. Okay, we take 4. We get to flip Thraben Sentry. And if they don't play a human, we can just spare from evil and swing for lethal. Okay, Woodland Sleuth, unfortunately, is a human. Mark Zub123, thank you for following the channel. Much appreciated. Opponent picks up. I didn't see what they got. Silent Departure. All right. So we untap. We draw another Orchard Spirit. Go to combat. We'll attack for 3. I unfortunately do not have 2 3-drops I can play. But I can play another Orchard Spirit here. And then activate Cellar Door. Silent Departure is a little bit of a problem. We need them to attack with Woodland Sleuth and not play any other humans. If they unsummon the 3/3 Orchard Spirit and we do get a zombie, we can kill them with Spare from Evil in those circumstances, which I think is what we're going to have to do here. Okay. Opponent attacks, no blocks. We go to 8. Okay, opponent Silent Departures, so activate Cellar Door. Mill Think twice. Yep, that's not going to work. We've whiffed 4 times. Or 3 times on the Cellar Door. They play a Villagers of Estwald. We draw Prey Upon. Does that change anything? Kefka Kakarot, thank you for gifting out 2 subs. Much appreciated. I really appreciate the support. Oh, in case we got a zombie. But we weren't going to block anything, is the problem. I think... Let's see. We can play Somberwald Spider to have an effective blocker. Yeah, I guess we play the Spider here. I think it selects people from my follower list that are not subscribers, I believe, and gifts them randomly. Is there a reason to play Thraben Sentry? Yes, Spare from Evil. Okay, so we play Thraben Sentry. And now Spare from Evil lets us actually block enough to survive, I think. Alright, opponent goes to combat. Attacks all, so we block here and block here. And then Spare from Evil. Yeah, you have the subscriber badge and you have the gifter leader badge because you have gifted the most subs this week. Opponent thinks twice. Plays an island. He plays a Dark Thicket Wolf. Alright, well I think we got him. We draw Butcher's Cleaver. Activate Gavany Township. Oh, I should have done that differently. You know what? I should have done that differently. No, this is fine. This is fine. I figured it out. If my opponent activates Dark Thicket Wolf and Orchard Spirit dies, this flips into a creature with trample. If they don't, we attack for lethal anyway. So Thraben Sentry, we will flip into a 6/5 with trample, go to combat, and because of the damage marked, we should kill our opponent. Oh man, that sucks. Stupid fun, expensive game. It was a punt, but not really. Being the only one to actually pay attention to the game. Alright. So, do we make any adjustments for the 5-color deck? That was not a punt. We won. It was not a punt. We won. I found the line. That's all. Punts win championships. You don't always have to lose off a punt. I actually think it was the line to win the game. It looked like a punt, though. So, I'll leave that up to you guys. We got a Butcher's Cleaver, which makes the majority of creatures on our deck really good. Do I want a mulligan, though? You know what? I'm going to keep this. Alright, we draw Forest, play Avacyn. Avacyn's Pilgrim, excuse me, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Forest into a Dark Thicket Wolf. We draw Somber Walled Spider, play a Plains, Butcher's Cleaver. I'm calling it a punt that the other team touched, but you somehow recovered for a touchdown. Okay, opponent plays a Swamp. Opponent would make a great Tron player. 3 different lands. They mill Olivia Voldaren and Grasp of Phantasms. Or Grasp of Phantoms? Grasp of Phantasms is a different card. No, Drift of Phantasms is the other card. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We draw a Doomed Traveler. So, play a Plains. And let's Parallel Lives. Pass the turn. Opponent mulches. They do put a Gnaw to the Bone in the grave, and they get 2 islands. They get in for 2, no blocks. We untap. Draw a forest. So play a forest, and I'm going to play Doom Traveler. And I think I'm going to suit up the Doom Traveler with a Cleaver here. I could suit up the Avacyn's Pilgrim and actually attack with it this turn, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I would rather block the Dark Thicket Wolf and get 2 spirits. Did my opponent play an island? I think they played an island. Opponent passes. We draw Gavany. So go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent trades. We gain 4, get 2 spirits. And now, play Gavany. Play Somber Walled Spider. If I had seen Ghost Quarter out of my opponent, technically it would be better to wait to play Gavany until next turn when we would actually use it. But I did not see a Ghost Quarter out of my opponent, and considering that they are 5 colors, or 4 colors, they likely do not have it. So opponent plays the other island they have. And scoops the match. All right. Time for round 3. We're getting done with about a draft an hour. That might mean we have enough time for one more draft. We'll see. Oh, jeez. All right. All right, Six Sigma. I guess that's acceptable. Parallel Doors is gonna 3-0. Oh, jeez. Cellar Door, the new token generating menace. Oh, jeez. Alright, round 3, here we go. Every time I have a bad feeling, the deck does good. Oh boy. Oh, 1 second. I have to go feed the dog. That's right. It's dinner time for Porter. Be right back. Okay, so I'll play first. Well, we got the door and Gavany. You know what? I'm gonna keep. We're gonna try relying solely on the door. Pass the turn, at least until we draw mana for other things. Alright, opponent starts Mountain. We draw Grimoire of the Dead. Awesome. I will take a look at that. Oh. Oh, that looks like it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm down to try that later. Alright, we untap. And we're not drawing mana. This does not bode well for our intrepid hero. Opponent attacks for 2. Yeah, I don't have Ambush Viper, and even if I did, I wouldn't block Ashmouth Hound with it. Opponent plays a Gustav Shepherd. Oh no. Shepherd's gonna flip. We are so screwed. Did not draw mana. Keeping this hand was a mistake. Opponent hits us for 5. We go to 13. Alright. That is correct, you did. So do we make adjustments for red-green aggro? You know, I don't think we do. Well, Hollowhenge Scavenger could be good. I'll bring in one of those over a spider. We'll try it like that. Once we get to 5 mana, we haven't had trouble with our colors of mana usually, so I'll play first. This hand is way better. I'm gonna keep. Even though Hollowhenge Scavenger we won't be able to cast for quite a while, our other cards should make up for that pretty well. Basically, any card we draw from this position is good. Alright, opponent starts Mountain, Reckless Waif. Awkward, because Reckless Waif is going to flip. So we're going to attack. Alright, opponent gets the ideal scenario Waif. This is actually pretty hard to beat. Opponent attacks us for 3. We go to 17. We untap, draw planes, play a planes, go to combat, attack for 1. Next turn, we're going to leave Doom Traveler back, basically to try and flip Thraben Sentry. Okay. When it plays a third land, attacks us for 3. And plays an Ashmouth Hound. We untap and we draw Divine Reckoning. Okay. Play Plains and Sentry. If my opponent plays 2 creatures next turn, I will Divine Reckoning instead of just blocking. Well, if they're smart, they would play it post-combat. They would have to play it pre-combat for me to know that. So I guess... Maybe we just take the hit. That might be the play. No, we should probably block with Doom Traveler. They prey upon to trade for the Sentry, and then attack. We can chump here just to prevent the damage, but we don't trade. That's probably worth it. I would not have... I don't think I would have made that attack. I guess they were worried about not being able to attack through a 5/4. That's somewhat reasonable. Okay, we draw an Avacyn's Pilgrim. So... Play Township. Play Pilgrim. Attack for 1. Pre-combat versus post-combat doesn't make a lot of difference here, so... Attack for 1. And whether we draw action or don't, we have Gavany Township. Okay, opponent Geist Flames the Pilgrim. They can flashback Geist Flame to get rid of our flyer. They attack us for 2. Kind of hoping we draw a forest here, because I would really like to get this Hollowhenge Scavenger down. Unfortunately, we do not. So I have to activate Gavany now. Yeah, we gotta keep the spirit back. I did flip the Outcast. There's not a lot I could do about it, though. Because Divine Reckoning, it's not like I get to choose which creature, and they would have it and basically flip it anyway. The problem is... I'm dead. I'm dead to the Brimstone Volley. Alright, well that was a problem of keeping an awkward hand in game 1. Okay, I don't know if I have another time... I don't know if I have enough time to play another full league, because both of those were really fast. And I only have about 40 minutes left. I can try, and then I can record the rest of it and post that with the... what's it called? I can post that with the VOD when a VOD goes up. However we do. So... Heartless Summoning I'm not sure is playable in this format. Ghoul Raiser is good in zombies. Delver and Silent Departure are good in like the tempo deck. I'm not really sure what I pick here. If I take Ghoul Raiser, I'm cutting black pretty hard. And we might get the chance to play zombies, so I might try that. Start with Ghoul Raiser. Hey, Zichi, how's it going? And yeah, I really do enjoy this draft format. So Cellar Door is reasonable in the zombie deck. Claustrophobia is... we could also take to cut blue, but Victim of Night I think is the actual card we pick. Thanks for stopping, Mixim. Much appreciated. Victim of Night is not good in this draft. It's equivalent to like Cast Down in Dominaria or Go for the Throat in New Phyrexia and stuff like that. Essence of the Wild. Each creature you control enters the battlefield as a copy of Essence of the Wild. 6 mana. That is a playable card. It just locks us very hard into green. There's a Selhoff Occultist. I'm going to take the Essence. I may not play it, but if green is super open, we could probably do like green-black Grave Power, that kind of a thing. I don't really like Delver in the limited format. I like it a little better in the Dark Ascension version, because in the Dark Ascension version, there's a lot more flashback spells get added, like Fires of Undeath and things like that. But all right. There's an Orchard Spirit and a Prey Upon, but it looks like black and blue are open. I could just go for the Zombies deck, which is a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Scab Goliath. I think Makeshift Mauler is generally a better card. I'm not actually, despite this being my favorite tribe in Innistrad draft. I will not be streaming in an hour, almost certainly. I will not be streaming in probably about 40 minutes. And that's what I'm thinking about ending the stream. So I'm probably not going to make it all the way through this draft. Whatever's left over, I will tack on to the end of the VOD and record later. VODs go up Friday on YouTube at 1 p.m. on my channel. So if you guys want to see the rest of this draft and I don't make it all the way through, that's where you can find it. Sensory Deprivation's pretty reasonable here, so I'm going to take that. It's kind of pseudo removal. Yeah, no problem. And thanks for stopping by. It was good to have you. And thank you for gifting 2 subs. I really appreciate that. Happy flunging birthday. You guys are silly. All right. Another Makeshift Mauler. Typhoid Rats is very good. Curiosity's not bad, but we likely will not have too many evasive creatures. I'll take the Mauler for now. This would be a really fun deck to get Rooftop Storm in. That's true. It is a multi-purpose command. Rooftop Storm, speak of the devil. Cleansing Wildfire list. I played Gemstone Caverns before it was cool, and I know this because I bought a foil when it was like $10, and the foil for Gemstone Caverns went to like $150 or something ridiculous in paper. I used to play it in ad nauseum for the legendary 8-card turn 2 on the draw, kill your opponent. I will take Heartless Summoning. I don't think I'm going to be playing it. If we can stick to all zombies, Rooftop Storm is potentially amazing. I will take Rotting Fen Snake. I'm not a big fan of Skeletal Grimace. It's good in certain decks. Even in limited, I think. I guess I'll put a Moon Mist in the sideboard. Rotting Fen Snake, or we have Brainweevil. Brainweevil being the Mind Rot of this format. Yeah, I'll take the Brainweevil. It's not a zombie, but... the Mind Rot effect could be worth it, as well as just getting an additional creature into our own grave is potentially very good for things like Makeshift Mauler and Scab Goliath. Splinter Fright. Splinter Fright is a fantastic grave power creature. I would consider it, but I think we have to take Morkrut Banshee. Morkrut Banshee is just so good. It's the predatory Night Stalker or Necrotol of this format, I guess. There's another Ghoul Razor, which I would be happy to pick up, but hopefully that wheels. Man, I played Dimir Zombies in Standard, and it was one of my favorite decks I have ever played. My version was not good, because the first Mythic I opened was Grimgrin Corpseborn. Bitterheart Witch. Probably. There's not a lot in this pack for us. I'll take Bitterheart Witch, because we might get like a really sick curse or something like that. Deadweight's fine. I will take Deadweight. Turns out Sorcery Speed Disfigure is actually really playable. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter is playable in this format. You can use it to fix if you are desperate, and you can also take out things like Stencia Bloodhall, Nephalia Drownyard, and Gavany Township. Vault of the Archangel, I think, is the other one. Alchemist Refuge is not as important. Did I? Did I really say something like that? I can't believe it. I can't wait to bust. Nice. Diregraph Ghoul is the kind of card I want to be playing in this deck, but I'm not taking it over a Morkrut Banshee. Banshee's just too strong. Somebody clip it quickly. I should have known better. I'll take a makeshift Mauler. Still don't like Delver in this format. I'm sure it's playable if you get a deck full of like Harvest Pyres and things like that. No, I am aware. I do remember saying something ridiculous like that. So I didn't doubt you. I didn't think you were like, "Oh, can you believe that you said this sentence?" and just make something up, but Bump of the Night does work well with Delver, yes. Oh, there's like nothing in this pack. Somebody else is in blue, and somebody else is in black. I guess we'll take the Shimmering Grotto in case we do have to splash into another color. Walking Corpse is less playable than Deadweight. I think we take Skeletal Grimace. Frightful Delusion. It's rare to hit somebody with Frightful Delusion in this format. Ghoul Razor came all the way around, which I'm pretty happy about. Can make a very attrition-based zombies list. Yeah, no, I definitely didn't say that. Say it, Kano, for the clip. Jeez. All right. I don't think Lost in the Mist is playable in this deck, but a second Brain Weevil is also not playable. I'll add that to the sideboard. Ghoul Caller's Chant might be because we have Rooftop Storm, so buying back big zombies and replaying them is actually kind of reasonable. Typhoid Rats, though, is also really strong. I'll go with the Ghoul Caller's Chant. Night Terrors is technically like limited filler. It is playable. Not going to play Frightful Delusions unless I have to. And a bunch of red cards we're not playing. We need a good pack 3. Falcon Wrath Marauders is not really what I was hoping to open. No rhyme intended. Deadweight number 3 is good. Ghoul Caller's Chant is good. I'm going to take Stitched Drake. 3 mana, 3/4 flyer, even with the restriction of having a creature in the grave, is very strong. Abattoir Ghoul is very good. Armored Scob is also good. Armored Scob might be better because the Self Mill is relevant for Stitch Drake and our Maulers and our Scob Goliath. I think I'm going to go with that. Abattoir Ghoul gaining us life for striking down aggro creatures is very good, though, and I've got a feeling I might regret that. Welcome, Wataga CJ. How's it going? I'm glad you could stop by. It has been a very interesting stream. Lots of laughs. Another Ghoul Razor's not bad. Just constantly picking up zombies. They're a little under or overcosted for being a 2/2, but recycling creatures is very strong. Civilized Scholar, there's a Corpse Lunge. Forbidden Alchemy is very strong. Draw a card, discard a card, and if you discard a creature, untap it, then transform it. Forbidden Alchemy is probably the strongest card, but we really need creatures, so I'm gonna take Civilized Scholar. I want to up the creature count. I'd like to get to like 16 or 17. I know that's not necessarily realistic. Unburial Rites is good. We already have a Ghoul Caller's Chant. It's unlikely we'll need a second one. I'll take the Rites. It's probably worth splashing. Second Rooftop Storm. I don't know if that's going to be playable because we don't exactly have a ton of zombies. I think I'd rather have the Tribute to Hunger. Tribute to Hunger is very good. Markov Patrician. I'm a little bit desperate for creatures in my colors at this moment, so I'll take the 3 mana 3/1 lifelink. We have Disciple of Grizzlebrand, Manor Skeleton, or Selhoff Occultist. Excuse me. I'm going to take Disciple of Grizzlebrand. Yeah, another Ghoul Caller's Chant, I guess. Probably not playing both. Manor Skeleton, because like I said, I'm desperate for creatures. White would be our splash color, so Spare from Evil is fine in the sideboard. Jeez. He's not downstairs at the moment. He's upstairs bothering Talon because I think I hear Talon cooking. So Purebloods in the sideboard, Into the Maw of Hell in the sideboard, Curse of the Nightly Hunt in the sideboard, and a Mountain in the sideboard. Alright, I'm going to build a deck, and then I'm going to have to go. I won't have any time to play games. I'm sorry, everybody. But I will, if you watch this VOD on YouTube, I will tack the games for this deck onto the end of the VOD. It will not be a separate video. I hope you guys enjoyed Flashback Innistrad Draft because it's definitely my favorite format. Where will the VOD be? It will be on YouTube Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 hour after my normal upload time. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. You're all wonderful people. I really appreciate the support. We had a ton of viewers this time around. I have a feeling that somebody hosted me, and I don't know who it was, so thank you, whoever. Because we got up to like 50 viewers for a brief moment, and I really, really appreciate it. Oh, we're not running Bitterheart Witch, that's for sure. And then I'm going to cut Brainweevil. Combined groups, we are going to run Shimmering Grotto because we do have an Unburial Rites. And we have some double blue, so I'm going to add one extra island. And I think that'll be it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You're all wonderful people. If you haven't followed this channel already, please consider doing so, as it doesn't cost you anything to do that, and it supports me greatly. Also consider looking at my YouTube if you like this kind of content. We do stuff like this all the time. And you can hop on the Discord if you'd like. Six Sigma's posted several links in chat. Yeah, I usually stream Wednesdays. I usually stream later than this, but earlier seems like a better time slot, so I might start creeping towards that direction. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. You're all wonderful human beings, and I appreciate your support. Have a good night. Bye! Alrighty. Time to complete that league that we started on our stream. Wow. So we're playing the blue-black zombies list. We're on the draw. We have a dead weight, but like, there's a lot better hands than that hiding in our deck. I'm gonna go to 6. Alright, well, I'm gonna put back Scob Goliath. Opponent starts Mountain. Passes. We draw a Makeshift Mauler, play a Swamp. Opponent plays a Silver Inlaid Dagger. Okay, play another Swamp. Play an Elder Cathar, we get a Ghoul Caller's Chant. Play Ghoul Razor, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Plays an Ashmouth Hound. Equips the dagger and attacks. Yep, we'll block. Opponent puts a counter on the Ashmouth Hound. We draw nothing of value. Pass the turn. Kind of hoping to top deck an island so we can play this Makeshift Mauler. Otherwise we're going to be dead pretty quickly. Opponent is down to 2 cards in hand. There's the island. I could just unsummon this turn. Yeah, I'm going to unsummon. And the reason that I'm doing this is it basically is like a little, like a time warp or a time walk here. Because our opponent has to replay, re-equip, and then they're out the 1/1 counter. We untap and we draw Ghoul Razor, which I'm very interested in playing because now Ghoul Razor picking up Ghoul Razor is pretty sweet. So now if our opponent attacks, we block, and then we Ghoul Razor picking up Ghoul Razor. And I think you see where this is going. Opponent has a Brimstone Volley. Gets in for 4. We go to 11. Untap. We draw a Disciple of Grizzlebrand. Yeah, play Ghoul Razor. Pick up Ghoul Razor. We need to draw some lands here. But our opponent's not going to have removal forever. Well, they might have removal for long enough. We'll see, I guess. Opponent attacks for 4, takes us to 7. And they have a Chapelgeist. Well, the Chapelgeist is a problem. One that it does not look like we will be able to answer. Alright. We're going to concede. That was one of my biggest fears with this deck, is that we didn't have enough early game. I guess maybe I could play Heartless Summoning. I don't want to rely on that, though. I think I'm going to bring in Sensory Deprivation. But I don't know what I would take out for it, though, is the problem. So I'm just going to leave it out and we'll try it like this. Alright, we'll play first. Alright, we got a removal heavy hand, so I'm okay with this. Our opponent does play a lot of creatures early, so Deadweight should get some value here. Opponent starts Plains, play a Swamp, play Manor Skeleton, and we'll get in for 1. Opponent plays a Mountain into a Cloistered Youth. We draw an island, so play an island, go to combat, attack. No blocks by the opponent. We'll Deadweight. I guess I should have played a Swamp so that I could hold up Victim of Night, but that's probably not going to matter. Yeah, I'm just going to Victim of Night now. I don't want my opponent to put a 1/1 counter on something. Had I played the Swamp instead of the island, I could have done that end step. And as another Cloistered Youth. Alright, play a Swamp. Play Civilized Scholar. Pass the turn. Opponent is going to transform into Unholy Fiend. They play a Mountain. They're going to Harvest Pyre Civilized Scholar. Alright. They attack. Well, we can block and regen through the triggered ability. And then trade with the Ashmouth Hound. Oh, regeneration removes it from combat. I can understand why they stopped doing regeneration now. Like, we still got it blocked, but at the same time... Right, I'm just gonna Unburial Rites the Civilized Scholar, I think. Pass the turn. That was our most efficient usage of mana, and potentially Ghoul Caller's Chant could get, like, more cards later. Opponent Devil's Play for 1 to kill the Civilized Scholar. They attack. We'll take 5. Go to 12. I only have 1 card in hand, but if they have another Mountain, wow. My mouth just like ran and slurred all of the words. That was really weird. If they have another Mountain, they can Devil's Play Flashback to kill basically anything we could play. Do you think if I play Civilized Scholar a 3rd time, it'll resolve? There's some amount of maybe I should have played Ghoul Razor, because if I trade off my whole board, then maybe I can actually play Scob Goliath. Opponent attacks for 5, no blocks. They can Devil's Play us for 4. We untap, we draw Disciple of Grizzlebrand. So loot with Civilized Scholar. We'll discard Scob Goliath. Untap Homicidal Brute. Go to combat and attack for 5. Opponent goes to 9. Then we play Disciple of Grizzlebrand and Ghoul Razor. Picking up Scob Goliath. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent untaps. Plays a Plains. They can hit us for 5. Opponent is thinking. Opponent plays a Slayer of the Wicked. They're going to destroy Ghoul Razor. So Disciple of Grizzlebrand will sack it. Gain 2, go to 9. Opponent attacks and attacks. We have to block both, or we die to Devil's Play next turn. Kind of sad we lost the Disciple there. Okay, opponent loses a life. We untap. We draw Rooftop Storm. Play Rooftop Storm. Play Scob Goliath, exiling Manor Skeleton and Disciple of Grizzlebrand. I think we're... No, we're not still dead to just a land. We have to hold back Homicidal Brute, though. Oh, it taps? Alright, so we're dead. I did not read what happens there. How unfortunate. And we die to Flashback Devil's Play. Yep. Alright. See you guys in round 2. Alright, round 2, here we go. We'll play first. Kind of heavy hand there. This is a bit better. We'll keep. I'm going to put back Shimmering Grotto. Start Swamp. Pass the turn. Draw Ghoul Razor. Play Manor Skeleton. Get in for 1. Opponent goes to 19. Opponent plays a Swamp. We untap, we draw Deadweight. Go to combat, get in for 1. Play Markov Patrician. Pass the turn. Opponent mulches. Throwing in Somberwald Spider, Silent Departure, and I guess they discarded Island. Does mulch only give you 1 land? But all land cards revealed this way into your hand. How did they get an island into the grave then? Alright, well, I'm confused. Attack for 4. Gain 3. Opponent plays a forest. And a Grave Bramble that has protection from zombies. Alright, well, considering we're a zombie deck, we're going to Victim of Night that. Attack for a lot. Take our opponent to 8. They play another forest. And a Grizzled Outcasts. We draw Ghoul Caller's Chant. So, shrink the Outcasts. Attack for 6. When it blocks Patrician like 100%. They take 3, go to 5. Patrician down. We go to 29. Play Disciple of Grizzlebrand. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Plays another Grave Bramble. Is it really necessary? Is Grave Bramble actually main deckable in this format? I have never seen this before. Opponent mulches and drops 4 cards into the grave, hitting no lands. We untap. Draw Scob Goliath. I guess play Ghoul Caller, or Ghoul Razor, excuse me. No zombies in our grave, pass the turn. Opponent plays an island, filters to black. Liliana of the Veil. We're gonna make a sack. I guess we sack Disciple of Grizzlebrand. 3 Grave Brambles. Is 3 really necessary? I guess we can attack all out and kill Liliana. This card is also an obscure Plants vs. Zombies reference. Okay, so opponent blocks down the Ghoul Razors. Liliana down. Ghoul Caller's Chant. Pick up Zombie. Replay a Ghoul Razor. Pass the turn. I really wish we had gotten that Diregraph Ghoul. I think I mentioned this while I was drafting, but Zombies was actually one of my least drafted archetypes. I guess we just play Ghoul Razor. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land and does nothing. We untap. They flip Grizzled Outcasts. We draw a Stitched Drake. So we'll exile Markov Patrician. Nothing they have has reach, and that's a 2-turn clock, so... And we have a blocker with Regenerate. Okay. Opponent untaps. 3 mana. They mulch again. They get 3 lands out of the deal. Alright. Silent Departure, they put Stitch Drake back in our hand. No attacks for our opponent. Crawling Horde Wontons flips back. Draw an island. Play an island. We only have 1 creature in the grave, though, so we can't play Scob Goliath. We'll play Stitch Drake, exiling Disciple of Grizzlebrand. And pass the turn. Runic Repetition. We're going to pick up Silent Departure. Oh, alright. Watch my opponent be another Labman deck. If I lose to Labman, I think I deserve to lose. So we get Skeletal Grimace, which putting on any of our creatures is not a great idea, so we're going to pass. Honestly, I'm to the point where if they attack with Crawling Horde Wontons, I'm just going to block with both of my Ghoul Razors so I can play Scob Goliath. Actually, Scob Goliath doesn't do anything, because it can't swing past double Grave Bramble. Attack with a Ghoul Razor. Okay, they block with a Grave Bramble. Make them play that Silent Departure again. Ambush Viper, alright. Yep. Fortress Crab. Alright, we untap. They flip back. We only have 8 cards left in library and 2 cards in hand. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Oh, I guess I had to attack with both, maybe. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Play Rooftop Storm, pass the turn. Opponent can't attack because they'll put a creature in the grave, and if they put a creature in the grave, we play Stitch Drake. And if we play Stitch Drake, they're dead in 2 turns, and we're not. So this is very awkward. Play a Swamp. Go to combat. Attack with both. They kill both. So play Stitch Drake. Play Skeletal Grimace. We're going to try and protect it. Okay. Pass the turn. We have a big, regenerating zombie that flies. Opponent plays a land. Does not attack. We untap. We draw an island. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent goes to 1. We pass. And they scoop it up. Alright. What do we play against our opponent's deck? Probably set up as fine as we can be. Alright, we have a Morkrut Banshee and a Makeshift Mauler. I'm going to keep this. We'll see what happens. Opponent starts Forest. We'll start Swamp. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think our zombie deck is severely lacking in Diregraph Ghouls. Gravecrawler wasn't a thing until Dark Ascension, and it's not in Triple Innistrad, obviously, because of that. Play Manor Skeleton. Go to combat. Attack for 1. I don't think Alchemist's Apprentice was Innistrad either. If it was, I wish we'd have gotten some of those because I think. Oh, Alchemist's Apprentice wasn't a thing until Avacyn restored. I was way off. Alright, Armored Scob. Go Self-Mill. Scob Goliath, Civilized Scholar, Swamp, and Deadweight. Opponent plays an Ulvenwald Mystics. We draw a Rooftop Storm. Play an Island. Play Makeshift Mauler, exiling Manor Skeleton. Pass the turn. Oh, I wish we'd also... It's too bad we don't have like an Unbreathing Horde or a... what is the other really powerful Innistrad zombie? Besides... Well, there's Grimgrin, but he's a mythic. Alright, opponent plays a Grave Bramble. We draw a Shimmering Grotto. So play Grotto. Silent Departure, the Grave Bramble. Attack for 5. Opponent blocks. Takes 4, goes to 16. They have a Traveler's Amulet, so they can filter into their other color. Okay, they get a Forest, because they want to still play Grave Bramble. And they do. We untap and draw Rotting Fen Snake. Play a swamp. Silent Departure, Grave Bramble. Attack again. Opponent blocks. Takes 4, goes to 12. They untap, they play an island. Replay Grave Bramble. Hit us for 3. Okay, we untap. Draw Markov Patrician. Go to combat. We're going to see if we can bait out any removal spells. And see if we can turn on Morkrut Banshee's -4/-4 mode. Okay. Opponent blocks the Mauler. Prevents 4 damage. Play Rooftop Storm. Cast a Fen Snake for free. Pass the turn. Well, next turn we should definitely get some kind of morbid trigger. Okay, opponent plays a Grizzled Outcasts. We draw a Ghoul Caller's Chant. So go to combat. Attack with everybody. Kind of hoping my entire board dies here. Alright. Lose some zombies. We're going to do something very powerful this turn. We're going to pick up 2 zombie cards, getting back Armored Scob and Scob Goliath. Play Armored Scob for free. Mill ourselves. Play Scob Goliath, exiling Civilized Scholar and Fen Snake. Then we're going to play Morkrut Banshee and kill Grave Bramble. So good. Oh, we just cast 14 mana worth of spell off of 6 mana. Rooftop Storm doing work. Okay. Opponent untaps. Their creature's transforming. We draw a swamp. Play a swamp. If we attack, they could block and kill our 4/4s, but they'd take 7, so they have to block here and block here. They'd take 5. They could kill our makeshift Mauler. I think it's worth it. They also can't double block Scob Goliath. Okay. They take down our Mauler. They take 5 and go to 2. Play Markov Patrician. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Selhoff Occultist. Is this a Liliana? It is a Liliana. Sack Armored Scob. Opponent can mill themselves or us. They mill themselves. No attacks. Their werewolves transform and they concede. Alright. Moving on to round 3. Alright, round 3. Here we go. Yeah, we'll try it. Got some self-mill action going on. And got a good self-mill payoff. If we get a bunch of Ghoul Razors or whatever they're called, we can play Ghoul Caller's Chant. Start Swamp. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, Stitch Drake is at earliest a turn 4 play for us. Opponent starts Island. Play a second Swamp. Pass the turn. Oh shoot. I don't want to F6. Okay. We untap. Draw another Swamp. Play an Island. Play Armored Scob. See what we mill. Scob Goliath, Civilized Scholar, Island Swamp. Pass the turn. Plays an Island. Curse of the Bloody Tome. We're against Mill. Alright, let's see if Mill can beat the zombie value. Kinda hoping we draw an Island here. We mill Deadweight in a Swamp. Draw Unburial Rites. Unburial Rites on Scob Goliath is not bad. So I am going to Ghoul Caller's Chant Civilized Scholar. And then we will play Civilized Scholar, get in for 1. We may just be pitching Stitch Drake here, and that's fine. Okay, attack for 1. Take our opponent to 19. They untap. Okay, they pass, we mill. Swamp and Skeletal Grimace. We draw a Makeshift Mauler. Play a Swamp. Draw with Civilized Scholar. Pitch Stitched Drake. And attack for 6. And right now we're kind of in the business of just putting as much stats on board as we can get. So, Unburial Rites, Scob Goliath. Pass the turn. Opponent concedes. Can't beat a 6/9 with Trample. Can we do anything versus Mill? We might be able to bring in another Ghoul Caller's Chant. That might be better than like a Deadweight or something, but I think I'm just going to run it back. Okay, this is a mulligan. This might work depending on what we draw. We do need a second black source. Yeah, you know what? I think this is better than several hands we've kept tonight. Okay, opponent starts swamp. We draw Silent Departure. Play swamp. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island and a vampire interloper. Play an island. Bounce interloper. Make him replay it. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Replays interloper. Play a swamp. Play a ghoul raiser. No zombies in the grave to return. They play an island. Get in for 2. No blocks. We go to 18. Untap. Draw a Victim of Night. Play a swamp. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And as long as our opponent doesn't have a Dissipate or a Frightful Delusions, we're going to land a Rotting Fen Snake here, and if they play a creature that can block it next turn, we can unsummon the creature and attack for 7, which will put us into winning the race. Play the Fen Snake. Pass the turn. Oh, you know what other zombie is in this format? I think in Not Dark Ascension. People were flipping out about this when they saw it, and it ended up making like no waves at all. It was Scob Ruinator, which is a 3-mana 5/6 flyer, but it requires you to exile 3 creatures from your grave in order to cast. I remember seeing that card as a young 18-year-old learning to play Magic for the first time and being inspired. Man, I just got to thinking about that. I've been playing Magic for 9 years. Well, 8.5, but... Okay, opponent hits us for 2. We untap. Did they enchant themselves? They did. Interesting. Play Markov Patrician. Attack for 7, and then we'll hold up Victim of Night. Opponent waiting to crack or to activate Ghoul Caller's Bell because we have zombies that rely on us milling ourselves. Opponent mills a Diregraph Ghoul and an island. They play a Rotting Fen Snake. Hit us for 2 and pass. We're going to unsummon that Fen Snake and then hit them for 11, and that's probably going to cause a concession. I don't know what they could have at this point that would get them out of it. So, Silent Departure. Play a swamp. Opponent concedes. Alright. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the blue-black zombies that I tacked on to the end of this stream VOD. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me if you did. Alright, see you guys next time.